Hi everybody, Bill Knutson here for New York Sports with an Attitude. Well, the other night, finally after a 7-game losing streak, we finally had one night of enjoying a Mets victory and a walk-off single by Flores. That was a Tuesday night. And then we were back to reality last night, right back to the same old stinky Mets. And last night's game was particularly horrifying. They've lost a lot of games this year, of course, but they've only had a few really, really bad ones. And last night was particularly horrible. Very disappointing. Now, I was at a game earlier, since I live in Atlanta, when the Mets were down here earlier. 7-line Army game. We had a 3-0 lead in the 8th inning, and of course DeGrom, 7 dominant shutout innings that night. 3-0 lead, 8th inning, bullpen came in, 2 runs in the 8th, 2 runs in the 9th, and we lost. And very heartbreaking for the 750 of us that were there that night in the 7-line Army. Last night was just like that. 3-0 lead, going into the 8th. Wheeler was very good. 7 shutout innings, maybe the best game he's pitched all season, maybe the best since he's been a Met. Had a couple of jams, but pitched out of them. Had the strikeout going, so he was looking real good, and we're feeling good. 3-0 in the 8th inning. So I'm like, okay, he's at 110 pitches. He's still throwing 96, 97, still getting outs. Let him go. You know what kind of bullpen we have, but God forbid, he's over 100 pitches. We got to yank him and put in one of the worst bullpens in baseball. Not me. I would have said, you feeling good? You look good? I would have talked to the catcher, to the pitching coach, to him, whatever. Pitchers are always going to say they're okay. But, you're watching the guy. He's throwing hard, getting outs. Talk to the catcher, pitching coach. You can see he's still in good shape. Let him pitch. But no. Got to go to the bullpen because he was about 110 pitches. All right, so we bring in Gesellman. I like Gesellman, but lately he hasn't been good. Last few games, giving up a grand slam home run, a 3-run homer out in Colorado. And again, in Colorado, balls fly out of there. But he gave up the big home run against the Dodgers earlier in the homestand that put the game out of reach for us. He comes in, he wasn't great. He gave up a run, 1/3 of an inning. He didn't have it. All right, so now it's 3-1, 1 out in the 8th inning. We bring in Peterson. Peterson has been very good for us, ever since he came up. And he got the next 2 outs. No problem. Okay, so it's 3-1 going into the 9th. Peterson looks really good. Let him pitch. Let him pitch the 9th. No, we can't have that because Familia is our closer. So we can't have the guy that's been good ever since he came up. We have to put in Familia, who is terrible this year. He had already lost 4 games, blown 4 saves. Terrible. Can't go with the guy that's pitching well and has pitched well since he got here. We can't do that. Got to bring in Familia. Even when he gets a save, if he's got a 1 or 2 run lead, he has to put a runner or 2 on, and especially the first hitter. He's either got to walk that guy or give up a hit to that guy. All the time. Almost all the time. Never seems like he can just come in and shut the door, like a great closer would, at least most of the time. He's always got to make you sweat, even when he gets the save. And this year, he's messed up a lot of them. Lost games, blown saves, all over the place. So, of course, I'm not feeling secure at all with a 3-1 lead in the 9th inning. First batter comes up, 0-2 count. Okay, maybe he's got it. Gives up a hit, of course. Leadoff batter has to get on base. Second batter. 0-2 again on the second batter. Gets a hit. Unreal. 0-2, and he puts fastballs right over the plate. Not once, but twice to those hitters. How about, sinker in the dirt? How about something, shoulder high, trying to get the guy to swing at your pitch? 0-2 is your pitch. The pitcher is supposed to be in control there. He puts a nice batting practice fastball to 2 straight guys on an 0-2 count. So, now it's first and third. or first and second it was. Then he gives up a third straight hit to the next guy. I think that was a 2-2 count, might have been full count. But again, had 2 strikes on him. Not 0-2, but still 2 strikes. Couldn't put him away. Gave up a third hit. And then the fourth hitter, he walks. So he comes in, faces 4 hitters, had 2 strikes on the first 3, comes in 3 hits and a walk. Beautiful. And as I've said in previous shows, for a heck of a lot less money than he's making, I could have come in and give up hits to everybody and walked guys. I wasn't surprised at all, because that's what he does. Puts base runners all over the place, can never get the big outs, it seems. I mean, never is obviously exaggerated, but these days it's not very exaggerated. So he leaves because he's absolutely horrible. Stunk up the whole place. And it's 3-2, nobody out, bases loaded. The game was over. There was no way they were going to hold that lead. Swarzak comes in, first pitch, 2-run single. We're down 4-3, game's over. I'm not blaming Swarzak because he didn't put all those base runners on, but you're still allowed to get the guy out. But first pitch, right over the plate, bang, base hit the right field, 4-3, we're done. Nope, totally toast. I knew we were going to lose while we were still winning. I was hoping, but I knew it. You know, they ended up getting another run, and I don't know any of you Mets fans out there, I had no hope in the ninth. I said, they're going to go out 1-2-3 meekly, and that's what they did. They went out 1-2-3. Totally disappointing loss, just like that game I was at, that 7-line Army game I was at in Atlanta. 3-0 lead in the 8th. Feeling good. We were going crazy. Gave it away. Horrible bullpen pitching. Leave Wheeler in. Now I could see after 7 innings, if you're just looking at him, yeah, the fastball doesn't have any, any mustard on it. You could see he's just totally gassed. You get him out of there, even though you have a terrible bullpen. But then when Peterson came in, 3-1, 1 out in the 8th, he's been good. Like I said, he's been good. Got 2 quick outs. All right, give him a chance to save the game. You know what else is in the bullpen. Can't do it. Got to go to Familia because he's the closer. Yeah, great closer. Closed out the game for the Pirates. What do you expect? So, some ugly numbers. Last night, that was the 10th time. We're not even halfway through the season yet. The 10th time our starter has gone 6 or 7 innings, at least, left with the lead, and didn't get the win. 10 times. And we're not even halfway through the season. 4 of those were DeGrom's, where he went at least 7 innings, left with the lead, and didn't get a decision. Just awful. And the bullpen has 21 losses. 21. Easily the worst. And we're not even halfway through the season. 21 bullpen losses would be horrible for an entire season. We have that, and we're not even halfway. So, whenever we start to sell players off because, we're god-awful and we're never going to be in contention this year, Familia has to go. I'm sorry. Even a few years ago, 3 years ago, when we were in the World Series, and like I've said, it feels like 300, he had that 51 save season. 35 of those 51 saves, he had at least 1 base runner on. So he was far from dominant. Now granted, he got the job done, but 35 out of 51, he put at least 1 base runner on. So he just can't come in and close the game without an issue. There always have to be walks and hits to make you sweat. I'm tired of Familia. We need to trade him. Somebody will take him. Some team in contention will take him. Maybe we can get a decent prospect or something like that. He needs to go. The Deadwood needs to go. I loved Jose Reyes back in the day before he left for Miami, but he's not good for us anymore. Get rid of that. Get rid of everything in the bullpen. I mean, I like Peterson. I like Gesellman. But, so, not everything in the bullpen, but everything else. I mean, Blevins is no good. We finally got rid of Robles. Get rid of all of this dead wood. Get rid of the dead wood on the bench and the lineup. I know a lot of people are calling for Cespedes to go. He's got 2 more years after this year, but when he's healthy, I know it's not nearly enough, and I don't understand all of these leg and hip issues with all the professionals that they have, the training and the dietitians and doctors, like I've said before, I don't understand it. But when he plays and he's healthy, we win. I mean, it's been proven since he got here in 2015, at the All-Star break 2015. When he's healthy and he's playing, we win a lot more games than we lose. And when he doesn't play, we lose a lot more than we win. This year he was only here in the beginning. We had the 11-1 start, and then, we weren't winning a lot with him in the lineup for a while after that, but we just don't win without him. And we have, no power. We have nobody that anybody's afraid of in our lineup. It's basically a AAA lineup. And I'm hearing people call for Tim Tebow. He's tearing up AA. Tearing it up now. Had a slow start, but he's tearing it up. What do you got to lose? Bring him up. You've got nothing to lose. On an everyday basis, there's not a lot to cheer for. We like Nimmo. He hustles. He does a good job. Bring Tebow up. Get some people in the stands with something to be excited about. He's going to be like Nimmo. He's going to hustle. He's going to bust his butt. He's going to do everything he can. He's going to be great for the fans. What do we have to lose? It's a lost season. Normally, I wouldn't like things like this. Just bringing a guy up for box office, whatever. But it's a lost season. If we were in contention, I wouldn't, be an advocate of this. But it's a lost season. Give the Mets fans something to cheer about when DeGrom's not pitching. Let him come up here. See if he's got any potential. I mean, he's about to turn 31, so he's not a long-term thing. But hey, if he can do something, even if it's just put rear ends in the seats, again, it's a lost season. You've got nothing to lose. But anyway, no game tonight. It's a travel day. We're heading down to Miami over the weekend and then 2 in Toronto before we come home. I'll be in Miami on my birthday weekend, August 10th through the 12th, for the man trip down in Miami when the Mets are down there. Will we be in last place by then or well before then? I certainly hope not. But anyway, that's all I've got for now. Probably do a show after tomorrow night's game, or maybe the morning after tomorrow night's game, so that might be Saturday morning. I don't know. But somewhere around here to talk about tomorrow night's game. We got DeGrom going, so that's always a good thing. He finally gave up a couple of runs last time and lost because we didn't score at all. But hopefully he'll dominate again and we'll get the offense going and get back on track. Because I'm going to keep watching, just keep loving the Mets no matter how terrible they are. Alright, anyway, subscribe to the show. See what's going on. Counting the days for football season and some hockey and whatever. With this season being lost, it's kind of depressing, but looking forward to those sports coming back. And looking forward to seeing DeGrom Friday night down in Miami. So subscribe so you can hear what I'm thinking. I'll let you know. And in closing, I appreciate you watching. Thanks very much. Keep watching the Mets, even if they're really not watchable. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time.